The severe weather continues to spread through the nation's midsection. This is today's damage. The town of DeKalb, Texas, a state trooper cited a tornado here. At least 11 people were hurt and many buildings are damaged. And new information about the destruction in Oklahoma City. The National Weather Service says some of the damage is the result of an F5 tornado. Good evening and welcome to this edition of Weather Center. I'm Jeff Morrow.
And I'm Dave Schwartz. For all the latest on the severe situation, we turn now to Mike Seidel in the Forecast Center.
And so far, unfortunately, the fatality toll has reached 38 in these killer tornadoes across Oklahoma and Kansas last night and early this morning. And one of the quotes from Kathy Martin, who witnessed the tornado and survived, she said, "It sucked our hair straight up. I'm here to tell you, whoever did the movie Twister has got it down." Some witnesses said the entire sky appeared to be rotating. That was last night. More tornadoes tonight. That set up the situation on what's going on right now as far as the atmosphere. And again, we've got the same ingredients. We've got moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. But the thing that you really need for thunderstorms and severe storms and tornadoes is different wind directions at different heights in the atmosphere. Look at that rotation. That's the upper level low sitting back over the plains. But we've got different wind directions at different heights. Notice these low level winds coming in from the south and southeast. The mid level winds are coming in from the west and southwest. We've got different wind directions leading to the spin in the atmosphere, leading to those tornadoes again this evening. And our greatest potential for severe weather is where you see the white there, across parts of Missouri, Arkansas, and now we've extended that area into western Mississippi and western Tennessee. That includes the Memphis area. A little closer look at that, you can see how we continue to watch that area. That is the highest risk for deadly tornadoes, more large hail, and some of the same kind of weather we saw last night. Hopefully not the severity, because entire neighborhoods were literally wiped off the map last night in parts of Oklahoma City. Tornado watches are still a problem. We've got numerous ones up from Missouri down through northeastern Texas, and the Storm Prediction Center expected, and we anticipate additional watches tonight as we go on through this evening, to be extended eastward into Tennessee, Mississippi, and maybe parts of Illinois and Kentucky. So stay with the Weather Channel for the latest watches and, of course, your latest tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings. One of the other aspects of this storm has been prolific rainfalls, and a lot of you in Missouri and now in parts of Tennessee and northern Mississippi are under flash flood warnings, flash flood watches, and there are some flash flood warnings. Let me show you what it looked like today in parts of Missouri here in Springfield. These scenes showing you all the rainfall that fell. The area has broken the rainfall record for May 4th. 2.5 inches so far. More is coming down. Many roads are being blocked off because of the flooding. There have been wind gusts in excess of 35 miles an hour, and as mentioned, that flash flood watch continues tonight. Take a look at the Doppler estimated rainfall total so far, and this is just since this morning at breakfast time, and you can see a large area across Kansas, Nebraska, and parts of Missouri where you've had upwards of 2 to 3 inches of rain. There was more rain before this time frame, and we'll continue to add it up. You can see how it continues to add up as the storms continue to move east towards Memphis and Jackson, Greenville, and Greenwood in Mississippi. We are still, though, really concerned with the severe weather aspects, the tornadoes, the large hail tonight, and for the latest analysis, let's check in with our severe weather expert at the expert desk. Here's Dr. John Scala. John?
Thanks a lot, Mike. Yeah, we continue to watch events unfold here in the southern Mississippi Valley. We're looking at severe weather warnings continuing this evening over northeastern Kansas, down into Arkansas, and unfortunately also in northeastern Texas. There are some areas which have just seen repeated activity over the last several hours. I want to take your cue, Mike, and go with the infrared imagery. This is the enhanced so that we can get an idea of where the coldest cloud tops are. There's a massive complex here over the Gulf Coast region. That is not of the area of concern for right now. We're really dealing with a tornadic threat which is occurring for the most part over a lot of the portion of the state of Arkansas, and also right along the nose of a mid and upper level jet in extreme northeastern Kansas. And we continue to have warnings out, particularly northeastern Potawatomi, southeastern Nemaha, and northwestern Jackson counties. Spotters have reported a tornado about 5 miles southwest of Soldier. So if you're in the vicinity of that location, it would be a good idea to take cover immediately. Let's move ahead. Oh, before I move, I do want to mention that what we're seeing in this color IR is what we call difluence. That is a spreading apart of the wind as it travels through here. And that really helps to enhance the vertical motion, and that's why we continue to see some very strong storms across portions of Arkansas this evening. These are the storms in northeastern Kansas which continue to promote the tornado warnings. We have had some Doppler indicated rotation over portions of this line. St. Louis, this line is moving at you as we speak. The real threat here is heavy rain and perhaps an embedded strong gust of wind, perhaps a weak or short-lived tornado. Further to the south, we're going to take a look at central Arkansas here, and you'll note that now we're starting to see Greenwood and even Jackson, Mississippi getting into the action. That's right in here. Dew points, Jackson last hour were at 70 degrees. The real threat, though, for tornadic activity continues to be along the southeastern portion of Arkansas. That is where we have a very strong low-level wind field. We've got very high dew points. And then, as Mike mentioned, we've got some excessively strong winds moving over them from the southwest. So we've got a lot of the ingredients in place over Arkansas. We're going to take a look now using the Doppler out of Little Rock. This is Little Rock right in here. Particularly strong storms located in the southern portion of Arkansas. And these storms are moving off to the northeast at about 35 miles per hour. A lot of these storms are going to be what we call wrapped in rain. So the visibility is going to be extremely poor. And in fact, if there is a tornado present, it may be very difficult to see the rotation because it's going to be so wrapped in rain. So at this point, you really ought to have a plan in place in case a warning has been issued for your location. Know exactly where you're going to go and how you're going to keep your family safe. We're going to continue to watch the threat throughout this evening. Right now, it seems to be over a lot of Arkansas, but we expect it to move into western portions of Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, and we do expect a watch to be issued for a portion of southern Illinois. We'll continue to watch that here. Let's go back to Mike in the Forecast Center.
And John, of course, will pass along those updated watches, those new watches from the Storm Prediction Center as soon as we hear from them in Norman, Oklahoma. Well, the devastation has been unimaginable. If you were with us last night, you saw the very first pictures of what turned out to be a major tornado outbreak in Oklahoma and Kansas. Right now, rescue, relief, and recovery efforts are underway. And as Jim Cantori tells us, counties in both states have been declared federal disaster areas.
Communities have been leveled. Homes and possessions have been turned into splinters and rubble. A lot of our fellow Americans have had everything taken from them in those two states, and I know that they will be in your prayers.
Although the area is known as Tornado Alley, no one could have expected the intensity and magnitude of the storm. More than 70 tornadoes were reported to the Storm Prediction Center. The largest formed near Oklahoma City and cut a path at least a half-mile wide. Crews there are still working to clear debris and search for survivors.
We want to be as cautious and systematic as we can in the debris removal, so if we do have somebody trapped, we don't further injure them and we can perform a successful rescue.
In Kansas, South Wichita was hard hit. In fact, this couple left their home with minutes to spare.
I'm glad we did, because we was going to hide in the bathroom, and the bathroom's over there.
The tub's buried.
The tub's buried now.
In many areas, it looks like a bomb went off. The destruction is incredible. Houses are ripped from their foundations. Debris from Chickasha, Oklahoma was found 40 miles away. It will be some time before all the damage can be assessed and the rebuilding can begin. For the Weather Channel, I'm Jim Cantori.
And if you want to help the victims of this tornado outbreak, the Red Cross has a number you can call. That number is 1-800-HELP-NOW. Once again, 1-800-HELP-NOW. And we'll continue to be very vigilant with this situation tonight, as tornadoes are still a very high possibility across parts of the Mississippi Valley. Now, with more on the rest of the current weather and your forecast, let's go back to the studio. First, let's check in with Dave Schwartz.
Okay, Mike, thank you.